force that open a little bit there.
Is it a good thing to have them knobs dull when you work?
Yeah, probably a good idea. That fit pretty tight. What I do now is I'll shape this thing. I don't have a pencil. I'll kind of draw what I want to do and draw around the bottom. And I usually look at this thing. I like my fingers to come up there where I can get a hold of it, so I know I'll come up here probably a good ½ inch on this thing right here. And I brought my, here they are, little pair of $5 things. I usually go to the bandsaw and shape it up right quick. But it don't take a second to shape it up at the bandsaw. Then I just sand it on a regular sander, and then I put my 2x72 Scotch-Brite, the extra fine on there, and I finish it out with the Scotch-Brite because it gives it just, all these Scotch-Brite finish gives it just a little bit better texture, I think, than sanded up, which we don't have that here either. I'll just draw on it, and I'll think, well, that looks good. And I try to always leave enough room to put me 2 little of my rivets up here to run the string through. I'll just try to cut this with this here. That's why I go with the bandsaw. This stuff's pretty tough.
40 grit bales.
Yeah, I can get most of it off and I'll go that 40 grit. I'm gonna just do that on this right here and then go to 40 grit. And I'll let that other one just be staying in here until it gets cooled down. I'll just down here right quick.
James, do you?
Yeah.
That's the stuff with your tool to mark around it?
Got one out.
Oh, I get that.
You got a pencil? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, find a pencil.
I like the round wheel on this to do this with. It gives me you can do more radiuses. I can with a round wheel. I can with flat things, a little simple radius. Same rivet. There you go. I've got it kind of rough shaped to a design I think looks halfway good for it. You'll see there's a lot of this slag stuff in it there, which as you grind it, that comes off, so you can just take and kind of scrape around it a little bit with a knife. Like I said, I have a Scotch-Brite belt that I use that really gets a good smooth finish. It don't leave much of this at all. But till I discovered that, I had to do the same thing I'm doing right now. If I thought I brought it with me, I didn't think of that.
Kind of like furnishing.
Yeah, and it does a really good job. And you'll have, you won't take something, run it down through there, because it'll stick that together, and he'll put that grit down inside there, and won't let it close up good. So get you something, I've got an old knife that I use, a shop knife I call it, something that, and our hose is really good to get all that stuff out there with it. So I'll pass this around, and you can see, well, let's see what it looks like right now with the knife going in it. Doesn't just, I'm not liking how it's fitting. We may have to redo that. Like I said, you know, Murphy's Law always kicks in. We may reheat this and redo it again, because I'd rather it come a little straight in and have the blade cocked up like that. Just to have it the way it's going at this angle right here. But anyway, you can go ahead and look at that. I'm going to be getting this other one out. That's what we do on here. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you all is when I first started doing this, I'd watched a guy do some of it. See that whole dimple in there real good on that? He always wrapped tape around it. I wrapped tape around it, and then they just rattled in the case. I mean, just rattled. So I got to just put one layer of tape on it, which worked out pretty good. And I would have done this, and the tape's in the truck, and I forgot to carry it up. So normally I put one layer of tape on it. That gives that blade just a little bit of clearance, just enough. So it don't. Most time it don't rub anyway. Where it rubs is where it's coming out here like that. But you can. I'll flash it on y'all. Look how that's formed up to that thing. But most of this stuff, unless it's a knife that you do regular, it's going to be a trial by error until you figure it out. Sometimes you have to maybe redo it 2 or 3 times, or you may have to make 2 or 3 sheets till you get one that works the way you want it. Then once you do, you'll be writing down your formula as you go to work with it. Here's your pen. We'll probably, I should have redone that one to start with.
Made a Wiggins proof sheet.
Wiggins proof.
That's saying something.
I just didn't get cut. I could have gone in that.
Yeah. It's
You know
child
sharp,
proof.
don't you?
Child proof. Anybody got any questions right now?
How tolerant is the kydex of being reheated multiple times?
That I couldn't tell you, but I know I've done some of them 5 times.
Okay.
So, you know, that's all I